Hello, and welcome to another edition of our monthly Facebook live chat, one of the many ways that we try to keep you up to date with all of the things happening across Brave Nation. Tonight's topics are going to include our CTE construction program and their new project that they're working on for the CISD baseball and softball complex, Mrs. Melanie Edwards, the principal at McClendon Elementary, and a couple of our students to talk about the attendance flag. We also have our district champion and state qualifier cross-country runner Kara Bowman and her coach, Coach Drew Lancaster, here tonight. And then we'll also discuss some things about the community Christmas and also some of the current special session things happening in Austin. As always, we'll close out our session tonight with questions from you. So if you have questions during the podcast, make sure that you put those in the chat and we'll address them at the end of the show. Thank you for joining us tonight. But now let's get started with some of our guests. Tonight, first with me, we have our construction teacher. We're so excited that we have this program in community that allows our students to learn about a trade that they can actually walk out of the high school and use. So we have our construction classes. Mr. Connor is here tonight to talk to us a little bit about those construction classes and what goes on in there. Tell us a little bit about your bio. Where did you come from? What did your career entail? How did you end up here in Community ISD teaching construction?
Okay. I started when I was in high school in construction. I started out as a carpenter, then moved my way up the construction industry, and I became a project manager, and then later on started my own company. I did that for years. Started a late military career and kind of got pulled away from the construction industry because of my military career and got into teaching to be around my kids. And then I heard about Community ISD and all the great things they're doing in CTE and came over here and learned about it and really fell in love with the program and the technical side of everything that they're teaching, getting kids ready for the industry. And it became it's just a passion of mine now just to get kids ready. And we have just amazing students that do just really neat things in this program.
Good. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for your service in the military. We appreciate that. Always an honor for us to have an employee that's involved with our military, and we serve in our country and the nation, so we appreciate that and what you do with that. Tell us a little bit about what your goals are for the program. What do you see for this program? What are some things that are happening, and where do you want this program to go?
Okay. My main goal is just really to prepare students to succeed in the construction industry, and even in just if they decide to go a different route later on, just to succeed in any workforce that they get into. We have this discussion a lot. We want them to get really good work ethic and learn how to just every day go out and put everything you've got into it. And we're teaching the technical skills to, if they stay in the construction industry or if they get into project management or in the building side, whatever it is, we're trying to give them the basic skills so then when they get out there, they can be successful. So,
awesome.
And the other goals, I guess, is with the industry, just to grow the classes and get just as many. Now we're doing the college credits as well with the dual credits. So we're trying to get this is my first sophomore class that I have this year that are taking the calling classes. So I'm teaching for calling here as well, and so that they can get those, and then just keep building that program as well, so that they leave here with college credits through the construction.
So sophomores are getting college credit for a class that they're taking here, and what is that class that they're getting credit for?
It's CMT, so it's construction materials, and so it's a class that Colin provides, they provided for us, and it's amazing. So it's pretty much the very basics of like they're learning just to cut, what materials are used in construction industry, and just like how to use a tape measure, just the very basic. But they're actually I'm teaching it here and at Colin, so they're taking the same class that I'm teaching at Colin. So it's a great class, and they get. And that's what I really, reiterate to them every day, is that this is such a neat opportunity for them to have to be able to get college credit as sophomores and then work their way through. Every year they can come back and get 3 more hours and just keep moving up in the college and get hours as they're in high school. So I think that's just a great.
How exciting for kids to get those college credit and do something that's fun and that they enjoy. That's wonderful.
I told them today that was like, man, I wish I'd have had this class in college. Like this would have been my favorite class.
Sounds fun. So you have lots of experience. You've been in construction for a long time. We're very lucky to have you. What brought you to community? Why did you choose to come help us in Community ISD?
It was Miss Tarrant, Deanna Tarrant. I knew her from high school, and she saw that I had gotten to teaching, and she knew my construction background. I built. We were both from the same area, so we grew up, knowing each other forever. And so she knew I'd been in the military stuff for a little while and kind of pulled me away. And then I just decided to teach, to be around my kids, like I'd said, and I coached, and I was just kind of having fun with it. But I was planning on getting back into the construction industry. Right. And Deanna told me, just explain what the CTE program. I didn't know this existed. And she said they bring construction professionals into these classes, and I was like, I don't know, it's a long drive and stuff. And so I came up, met everybody, met the principals, and met Kenda, and so it was just, I loved the campus. I just loved everything about it. They explained what you did, and my daughter came with me, and she fell in love with the community as well. Great. So we were like, okay, let's, so we just kind of made this together. So we got an extra
student out of the deal too.
We got 2
Wonderful.
now. My son moved this year
good.
too, so yes, ma'am.
Good, that's exciting. Well, we're really glad that you're here, and we're excited about what you're doing with this program. Tonight you brought with you a couple of our outstanding students. Why don't you tell us who you brought with you tonight, introduce them to us.
This is Clay Abel and Cannon Roan. These are 2 of the students in our class that do all kinds of projects. Mr. Learman had been teaching them before, and I got lucky to have them this year. And they're great guys. They always put just 100% in, and they're super smart. And you can give them stuff, and they just take off with it. They've both done some amazing stuff this year already, and it's just not even halfway through the year. So.
And these 2 guys are names that we all know. They're in lots of different things for the district, so we're excited you're in this program as well. We see you succeed in everything that you get into, so we're excited that you're part of this program. Guys, why don't y'all tell me a little bit about the current project, because I'm really excited about this current project that you're working on. So tell us a little about what are you working on that you're current stuff?
Yes, ma'am. So we're designing a concession stand, a permanent concession stand to go in by the baseball and softball fields. So It's going to come off the back side of the building that has the restrooms right now. So that way it's more of a permanent building. It's got more space. The booster club can get in there and work better and just have more space to operate and everything, and it can be around long.
Okay. So you say you're designing it and constructing it. Does that mean that you're watching somebody else do it? You're watching somebody else get everything together and the plans and the materials, and you guys are going to learn how to do it through them?
No, ma'am. We're working with WRA Architects and Poe Construction. So we're actually designing the plans, and they're looking over them and making sure we're not missing anything. But we're designing them, and then pretty soon we're going to start construction. So we're going to be working with Poe Construction and learning things that they do specifically for concession stands and just other type of buildings like that, and learn a lot about it.
Awesome. I'll throw in just a thank you to WRA and Poe Construction right now for this project. They're excited about it as well, getting to work with you guys, and they've both agreed to do this pro bono, so it's not costing the district anything to have their expertise to help with this group of young men learning what the process is and how they get through that whole process. And the district gets a wonderful concession stand out of the deal. So this is a win-win-win for everybody. So we're very excited about that. Tell me how long you guys have been in community.
I've been in community since I started school, so kindergarten.
Kindergarten on through, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I've been here since 4th grade, so I moved here from Irving the summer before 4th grade.
Okay. What do y'all think about this program?
I'm really excited about it, especially the things we get to do, like designing the concession stand, and then we get to, in the shop every day, we can weld, we can build things out of wood, we get to make all these different things. And one thing about the concession stand is we get a hands-on experience. So if we're going to pursue careers in the designing or the engineering or the construction side of things, we get kind of like an early intro to that, so we know what we're doing later on.
Awesome. What about you, Cannon?
I think that it helps us grow up as
helps you grow as a student, learn different things, and get to know how to do different things. That's awesome. I'm sure you've been doing projects your whole life, right, around, but this really is an official building that you're building for the district. It's going to have stamped engineered drawings, and you guys are going to be the ones putting this whole thing together. So we're excited about that as a district to do this. Why did y'all choose to get into the construction program? Cannon, why did you get in there?
I chose it because I think it would prepare me for, as I grow older, if I need to, ever learn anything, I could learn it now before I grow up and have to, ask somebody else to do something for me, I could fix it myself before I have to spend any money on it.
That's great.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
good. What about you?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm going to college to be an engineer. So
Great.
especially on the drawing side of things, like I kind of have an intro and I know how to do these things before I just get thrown into it. Or
That's wonderful.
when I graduate college and I'm looking for what to do, I kind of know what I'm getting into.
That's awesome. Well, good. So, Mr. Connor, we'll come back to you just real quick. I know that there are lots of people out there that didn't know we had this program, that didn't know we had college credit in construction for sophomores, or we have some younger kids out there probably watching that are saying, when I get there, I want to be involved in that. What can you tell us about, if anybody is interested in this, what do they need to do? If they're already in high school or if they're looking to the future, how do they get involved?
If they're already in high school, the best thing to do is go to your counselor and then ask them about the CTE program, or email me, or stop by Miss Barge, who is she's in the library, and she can talk about all the dual credit stuff. She's an expert on that, and explain how that works. And if you end up talking to your counselor, just tell them you're interested in construction, and then just explain what you want to do, and they can explain the different pathways to get into the construction class. So it's a program. We do interviews, so it's a process that, like, you need to make sure your grades are doing good, that your attendance is good, because attendance is very important in our CTE classes. And so you have to make sure that you've got everything in place, and then if you're interested, you just go to them or email me, and then we'll get you started in the process. So.
And our younger kids, just make sure they keep that in their foresight, and when they get to that credit choices and those career nights or whatever, make sure that you're talking to your guidance counselors about getting into
Yes, ma'am.
to this pathway.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
We did something this summer with the younger kids too, where we they kind of got to come see the shop and stuff. We built, like, we had, I think it was the elementary classes and stuff, so they kind of got an idea of what's coming up. So I know a lot of the kids will at least know what we have, and hopefully, and they got to do all the different programs and stuff. So so hopefully it's getting out there and they kind of know what we've got.
So we're growing. Our construction courses are growing, and so we're currently designing an addition to our CTE building that will include 2 new construction labs.
Okay.
And so we're excited about that. And the reason we have to do that is just because of the number of kids that are getting excited about this program and wanting to be a part of that as we're growing. So super excited about that and what that means. Now, we talked about the concession stand. I'm really excited about that. I know that our baseball, softball folks are excited about that. But y'all built other things.
Yes, ma'am.
So thinking back in your career in the construction classes, what was your very favorite thing that you built?
Yes, ma'am. So we do a lot of things. We have we kind of have the shop split. So on one side we work on metal and welding and cutting and that type of thing. And on the other side we work on cutting wood and framing and just kind of more of the wood side of things.
Right.
And one of my favorite things is we have a CNC machine in the shop. So it's a computer, and you can put a design into a program. And it basically cuts out the design onto a sheet of metal with a laser.
Wow.
And last year I got to design the Welcome to Community sign for the FFA that goes out there on the corner of 1138 and FM6. So
That we have to fix because somebody ran into it?
Yes, ma'am.
That
Yes,
one,
ma'am.
yeah.
I didn't design the base. I just designed the front.
You did a great job on that. That was
Thank
wonderful. So lots of people have those kind of signs in their yards or on their back porches or stuff. Great job. Great job. That's fun. And you have to know a lot about not just the cutting piece of it, but the computer and programming.
Yes, ma'am.
and
The
all
CAD
that.
program we use to design it and how to upload it and just things like that.
Great. Kanan, what did you build?
I say my favorite thing we built was a doghouse for the play that we had up at the school, because we got to design it just like a house, frame it just like a house, and put siding on it just like you would do a house. And
So that was Snoopy's house, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, your great man Charlie Brown and Snoopy's house was built. You did a great job with that. So that was a
Thank
lot
you.
of fun. You enjoyed that?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Good. Mr. Connor, what's your favorite project that's come out of this construction class?
No, I loved the Snoopy house. I thought that was neat because they really, they used little guidance on it. Like, I just came up and like, yeah, just do this, and then walked away. And they did it, showed them how to figure an angle, they did it, and then walked away. And then also, like, a lot of our guys are in there, they've all done it. They all work on building houses, like little tiny houses, and they do all the different stuff on roofs and projects. And I just feel like they get a lot out of that. So for when they go into the industry.
Isn't it wonderful to have great kids that you can give them a direction and they just take off
Oh, yeah.
and run with it. So
Yes, ma'am.
that's exciting. Well, guys, thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being in this program. Thank you for what you're doing for the district. I'm so excited about you learning through this process. We're going to have questions at the end of the show. So if you guys will make sure you stick around, and then we'll bring you back if there are any questions online that somebody wants to ask about the program.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you for being here.
Absolutely.
As we transition into our next section and we talk for our new guests that are coming on, we talk to them a little bit. I wanted to just update you guys a little bit about what's happening in the special session. So if you did not know, our legislators in Texas are back in special session making some new rules and laws for Texas. And I just want to encourage all of you to really be aware of what's happening in Austin right now. If you don't know, the special session was called by our governor specifically for some things that deal with public schools. And our public schools are going to be greatly impacted by the decisions that are made right now in Austin. So they have until the end of this month to have bills passed and send those to the governor. And the bills that they're looking to pass will either positively or negatively affect public schools across Texas. And so I encourage all of you to look at that. There is some information out there. There is money that was set aside early in the original session to give teachers a pay raise. And the governor has decided that he is not going to release that money or give teachers a pay raise this year unless the House and the Senate both agree to pass school vouchers. And school vouchers deal with state money going to students who want to attend private schools. And so I encourage you to get information about that. I don't want to get into all the politics of that tonight, but I really want you to look at that, see what's happening. Don't let these decisions be made without your legislators understanding how the public feels in Texas about these decisions that they're making in Austin. So now we're going to transition to our guests that are here with us. We have some more wonderful students that we're excited to have. And we also have Mrs. Edwards. Mrs. Edwards is our principal at McClendon Elementary. Ms. Edwards, thank you for being here tonight. We're excited that you're here and excited about what you're going to tell us about. So at our recent board meeting, you received for the second month in a row, had to say that so
Yes.
everybody hears it, you received the attendance flag. Tell us what that is and what that means.
So the attendance flag is our bragging rights. We had the highest attendance in the school district. We were at 96.7% this last
Wow.
month, and that was up by 0.28 from the month before. And so it means that our students are coming to school, and it means that they're getting the instruction that they need, and it means that I can tell the other principals that we won. But we also, we actually have the big flag from last year, so we won overall last year also. So that is our goal, of course, and the students, we celebrate, we talk about it. When we put the flag back up, they notice when it goes down on the Monday meetings when I have to take it down and bring it back. The students ask me, and I'm like, we're going to go see if we win it again. And so, you know, we really speak about that importance of being there at school.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about what you do on your campus to improve attendance or to encourage those kids to be there every day.
So the most important thing we do is we build relationships with our kids and our parents. We communicate with them when kids are absent. We make phone calls. We check on the kids. We miss them, and so we want the parents to know that. Then we greet the kids every morning, whether they come off the bus or out of a car. We're all there, excited that they're there, and so we just build those relationships with them. We notice that they're there. We really talk it up, and we also do. So they heard the announcement today. We had 147 students who had perfect attendance the first 9 weeks.
Wow,
So
that's
two of them are
amazing.
sitting in front of you, and they will get a special dance party tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So their teachers will call their name out. They get to head down to the gym and have a dance party with our booster-thon, who's there right now helping us, and so they're going to help us celebrate our students. And then they have a certificate. Don't tell anybody. They're getting their own certificate and everything to celebrate. And then in our classrooms, different teachers do different things. And so Levi will tell you a little bit about what she does in Miss McFadden's room. And then when they get older, the kids have learned why it's important to be at school. And so Judson will tell you a little bit about that.
Awesome. So why don't you introduce us to our students, our special students that are here today? Perfect attendance, it's tough. There's days that it's hard to get up and come to school. So I am so proud of both of you for making those good decisions of coming every day and being here every day. That's important for you to learn everything you need to learn by being at school every day. So thank you for being here. That's very important, and I appreciate all that you've done to make sure that you're here. So, Ms. Edwards, tell us who we've got here.
So we have Levi Powell and Judson Powell. So Levi is in 2nd grade and Judson is in 4th grade. 4th grade, yeah. That's hard to believe.
He's growing up.
I know, they're growing up right in front of me. And so, but they've been working very hard. And Levi has a special reason for coming to school every morning too, that she was going to share with you.
Oh, perfect. Levi, tell me, what is let's make sure the microphone is close enough to get what you're going to say, okay? Tell me, what is your special thing reason that you come to school every day?
I come to school every day because if all of us come to school, we either if we spell Braves on perfect attendance, then we get to go in the treasure box or we get extra craft time.
Okay, so I'm guessing that every day that there's perfect attendance in your class, you get to put a letter into Braves to spell Braves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when you get Braves all spelled out, the whole class gets to go to the treasure box?
The treasure box, and sometimes we do extra crafts.
Oh, an extra craft. That sounds.
Prizes.
Oh wow! And so you want your class to get that, right? And so you work really hard. How much is spelled out right now?
It's at B.
It's at B. That's a good start. So we just got to work on the rest of it now, right? And so you're encouraging all of your classmates to be there every day so you can get the rest of Braves spelled out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do you like coming to school?
Yes.
You do. What's your favorite thing about coming to school?
Is that I can spend time with my teacher and my friends. And I can learn.
Good. You have a wonderful teacher. Isn't it nice to have wonderful teachers? That's awesome. This is your brother over here?
Yeah.
He comes to school every day too?
Mm-hmm.
Is that good? Does he come to school just so he can spell out Braves, or does he have another reason?
He has another
He
reason.
does. Judson, tell us a little bit about coming to school and why it's important to come to school every day.
To me, it's important to come to school every day, so the next day I don't have to do the work that I missed that day.
Yeah,
Like if my class is doing a game that day and I have to do this test or something, I have to do the test instead of the game.
you miss out on something. You're
Yeah.
always trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Does that mean that we're doing good learning activities every day and you don't want to miss any of those?
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping you were going to say. Do you have any kind of contest in your class or on the campus for being there every day?
I mean, not really.
Not really. You just know it's important to be there. You're getting mature and you know that it's important to be there every day so that you can learn, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So do you think it's important to win the flag? Do you like winning the flag?
Yep.
You do? You're a little bit competitive? Yeah, a little bit. So it's pretty nice to have those bragging rights that your campus had the best attendance for this month?
Yep.
And what do you think about next month? Who do you think is going to win next month?
Us.
Us again? McClendon's going to win again? Well, I think the attendance rate, correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Edwards, but I think it was like tenths of a point.
It was the first month we were just a tenth over, and then the second month I think we were about 2/10 difference between us and Edge. So Edge tried to edge us out. But
Edge tried to edge you out.
Yes.
Edge won it several times last year
did,
too, but
and
you guys came back and won it for the whole year, so you got the big flag at
Yeah.
the end of the year.
so he's trying.
That's awesome. So, do you see your students getting excited about being at school?
I do. We just do a lot of things where we're building up. They all want to be there in the morning because of morning meeting, where they're getting to share their great things. They get to talk with their teacher. You know, each teacher does it a little bit differently, and the kids love it, and that's what just makes it. And then Miss Solis and I work really hard to be out in the hallways celebrating them, and we throw in silly things randomly, like they didn't know this party was coming tomorrow, and we were just like, hey, let's do this. Let's make sure we celebrate. And so we're trying to do all kinds of different things just so they know that we just want to celebrate that they're there, and we just love that they're there. Because when they're there, it makes our job so much better because we get to enjoy them and
That's awesome.
have fun.
Well, I want to say to you on behalf of the district administrators, thank you for all the work that you're putting in. Thank you for creating an environment where our kids are excited to come to school. They want to be at school so they can learn. That all comes from the leadership on the campus, and so thank you for that. Thank you for what you're doing to make sure our kids are at school. That's very important.
And
thank you guys for being here tonight. We're going to ask that you stick around because there may be people that have questions for you at the end of our show, and if they do, we'll bring you back out and let you answer some more questions, okay? All right. Thank you so much for being here tonight with us and for telling us about attendance and why attendance is so important. I'm going to turn over the microphone here in just a second to Cooper. He's going to speak about our Christmas program that we have in the district. It's called Community Christmas, and we're very excited about doing this. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to help out our families in our community. And so we're going to have him talk just a little bit about what Community Christmas is, what it means, and how we're helping kids across the district. So Mr. Welch, down on the end, we'll let you chime in with us, and then we'll go to our next guest.
Thank you, Dr. Knowlton. Very glad to be here on the show, and thanks for letting me talk about Community Christmas. It is my passion project here at the district. I've been running it, this will be my 4th year now, and in that time we have steadily provided more and more gifts for more and more kids. The first year when I got here in 2020, we provided gifts for 275 kids, and then the second year it went up to 380, and then last year it went up to 500, and we decided to cap it at 500 because the growth was unsustainable.
Right.
And we've stayed at 500 this year. So
how long did it take us to get to 500? Because I saw that it's already closed,
yes,
right?
It is. So the way that Community Christmas works is we open a registration form, and we give parents normally a week to fill it out, get signed up, and then our counselors work really hard to determine whether or not they're eligible through Medicaid or free and reduced lunch or military service or any of those things. And then after they determine their eligibility, they will contact the ones that are eligible and say, hey, you made it, you're on Community Christmas, we're going to make sure that you get a read, a need, and a want. Those 3 gifts combined add up to about $100 value. That's where we tell most people to try to sit. And then on the week of December 11th through the 13th, we then allow parents to come pick up those gifts, and they take those gifts home. They take wrapping paper home or a gift bag or whatever they choose, and then they get to wrap it themselves and give it to their kids themselves, and nobody knows any different. So we want to make sure that parents get the chance to give kids Christmas gifts that day. Yeah. So
how does someone get involved with providing some of those gifts?
That's a great question. We actually have a form, which we'll put in the chat later.
Okay.
In that form, you can sign up to give gifts. You can say that I want 1 kid or 2 kids or however many you think you can handle. And again, it's $100 a kid. So if you say you want 3 kids, you're basically committing to about $300. And in that form, it tells you where to bring it. It has some rough guidelines on what you can purchase. And it also tells you the deadline to bring it back to the school. We also partner with all the local churches in the area. They all pledge to give a certain amount towards this. And we also partner with our local city governments, with local businesses, with generous individuals. If you would prefer to go through your church, every single one of our local churches will have some gifts available once I get them the list, and that's usually around November 10th.
Okay.
So that following Sunday, they'll be able to pick up, at the churches they call it an angel tree, but you'll be able to pick a number off the tree, and then once you've bought the gift, if you got it from your church, you need to take it back to your church. And then the churches will then bring those gifts the same day that the deadline is for individuals that give directly through us.
So just a quick question, because I know we've gotten this question before, is why do we cap that at $100? Why not let people just buy whatever they want to buy?
That's a great question. So the reason we cap it is my first year here, we did not. And we had everyone's generous. We're thankful for everyone that gives to this. But we had some people that gave $50, $60, which is great. We'll take anything we can get to help these kids. But then other people would go above and beyond and give $600 or $800. And so we would have 2 kids from the same family, because they're all anonymized when we give it out. We would have kid A get the clothes that they asked for and a couple books, and that was it. And then kid B would get an Xbox and a bike. And so it seemed like to the kid, my parents gave my brother or sibling more than I got. And so we want everybody to feel blessed and loved by their family in the same way. So that's why we encourage people to stay to that $100. Yeah. Now, if you get a whole family, if you know that you have family 26, 1 through 4, and you know that you're the only one given to that family, you can do more. We just want to make sure that family, all of those kids, get the same amount.
Get the equal amount.
Yeah.
All right, Cooper, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing that with us. And I know we're going to have that in the chat a little bit later so that they
Yes,
can
ma'am.
get that form if they want to sign up to help.
Yes.
And we will take any help, and we'll also take volunteer help the night that we're passing those out. Cause,
Yes. Now, the nights that we pass out, they do have to be a staff member,
right.
because we keep confidentiality. But if they want to help organize the Sunday before we do the distribution on December 10th, they can meet us up here and help us organize the gifts here in the admin building.
Awesome. So
staff
lots of
otherwise.
chances to be involved with this great program
Yes,
to
ma'am.
help our students, the children of this district.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thanks, Cooper, so much
Thank
for
you.
being here. Now we get to transition and talk to Coach Lancaster, who's here tonight, and also another one of our wonderful students, Miss Kara Bowman. So, Coach Lancaster, talk to us a little bit about your bio. Where did you come from? How long have you been in coaching? What have you done in your career?
Yes, ma'am. I was born and raised in Georgia. I got into coaching because of a high school coach and teacher that encouraged me to get into it. And I taught and coached for 6 years in Georgia before moving to Texas, and taught 11 years at Rockwall Heath High School, coaching baseball and football, and came here to community and got into cross country and baseball.
Awesome. So, why community?
My family and I have lived in Rockwall, and we have family friends that send their kids to community ISD, and they've always talked about it being great. And an opportunity opened, and I jumped on it, and I'm so thankful for it. It's been a blessing.
Awesome. Well, we're so glad that you're here and so glad that you came and
Yes, ma'am.
are part of Brave Nation. You got really lucky with one of your stars here to be in your program. So she's a very, very talented, beautiful young lady, and so we are celebrating her today. Introduce us to who we have
Yes,
here.
ma'am. So sitting to my left over here is Miss Kira Bowman. She is our District 14 4A champion. And then this morning in the rain, we ran over in Grand Prairie, and she was the 4th place finisher in the 4A Region 2 district meet, or regional meet, which means she will now run at the state meet on November 4th in Round Rock.
Awesome. So state qualifier.
Yes, ma'am.
Kira Bowman here, gracing us with her presence after a hard race this morning. Kira, I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited that you're going to state. Congratulations. What a great accomplishment for you. Tell me a little bit about how you got involved with cross country.
Okay, so whenever I was in middle school, I started running track, and I really realized that I like long distance, and I was kind of good at it. And then my parents started telling me about the cross country program, and there's not that many people, and I wanted to get into that so I could grow more people and make it more known. So I joined, and now we're here.
And there you're here, and you've done a great job at representing that program. Tell us a little bit about your strategy. Running long distance doesn't sound fun to me, but I'm glad that you like it. What do you do to prepare for a run like that? How do you get yourself ready for cross country?
Okay, so basically, I train a lot. I train year round, long distance, and
train mean that you just go run long distances?
well, I do track and other things that do get me ready for cross country, and yes, I do just random long distance runs, and I drink a lot of water. I pay attention about keep my body healthy, and Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of people watching that don't even understand what cross country is. So tell us a little bit about what a cross country race is. How long is it? Is it on the track? Is it on the road? Is it out in the field? Tell us a little bit about what a cross country race is.
Okay, so if you're in a 1A to 4A district, then you're going to be running 2 miles. And it's not on a track, it's more of like a course. So you're going up hills and grassy areas, concrete, rocks, everything like that. And there's a lot of people, usually like around 100 to 150 people in each race. And you just run as fast as you can.
You just run as fast as you can. You get your pace set and you
Yes.
just finish the race, right?
Yes.
And so I'm pretty sure we would have had a state qualifier last year as well, but you had a little injury,
Yes.
right? Tell us what happened last year.
Well, last year I was up there. I was in like 3rd or 4th, I'm pretty sure. And then me and this girl kind of collided, and her foot came like in front of my foot, so I tripped and I sprained my ankle in the middle of the race.
Okay. So this year it was not only an accomplishment that we are now going to state, but that we went back and kind of conquered that
Yes.
problem that happened last year, right? So we're very excited for you. If there are students out there that didn't know we had cross country, we'll send this back over to you, Coach Lancaster. How do they get involved with cross country? What do
Yeah.
they need to do to run cross country?
Yes, ma'am. So we actually, this year was our first year we had it at the 7th and 8th grade level.
Okay.
So Coach Dowell and Coach Tillery at the middle school. And I think we had close to probably about 100 middle schoolers out in the
Wow.
morning running with us.
What
And
time early in the morning?
we
do you-
practiced at 6:30. So we go
Okay.
6:30 to 7:30 every morning before school. And so we had about 100, probably right at around 100 middle schoolers that ran. Including her 2 younger sisters were out there with us running, and we're looking forward to them coming to the high school in the next couple of years. But it was great having them out there and seeing them run, and we just encourage anybody that wants to run and get into it. We start in the fall. It starts really before school starts in August, and if they want to come run, we take runners, and we can train you and get you into shape to start competing. The great thing today was we had 7 runners go to the regional meet. Our girls as a team qualified for the regional tournament. We had 7 runners, and I believe every one of them today improved their times from personal records from
Great.
earlier in the year. And we just ran a real great race today, and I'm super
Good.
proud of all the girls that came out and
Good.
ran today.
That's wonderful. So we'll let you pass a thank you to all of those ladies for representing the district and for being a great representative of what we've got going on here in community and Brave Nation. So excited to hear that we've added cross country to the middle school. I know your sisters are excited to follow your example and what's happening there. If a student wants to get in, do they have to be in the athletic period to run cross country?
No, ma'am. Most of our student athletes right now in cross country run or participate in other sports. So we have a lot of that are soccer players. We have several basketball players, track runners. So they will be typically in their second sport during their athletic period, or their first sport
Right.
during the athletic period, and then they will run with us. And that's why we go before school. So that way it doesn't interfere with any soccer or cross track or basketball.
So if we've got students out there that aren't to the 7th and 8th grade level yet, but they're saying, hey, when I get there, I want to be good. I want to participate in this, and I want to be one of the best. What should they be doing now when they're younger?
I think one of the big things is getting out and being active. Begin learning how to take care of their body. I have a 6th grade son, and that's one of the things I'm starting to teach him as a 6th grader, and it's just know your body and get out there and start running and push yourself to things that you haven't done. Get out of your comfort zone, if you will. And that's one of my favorite phrases is get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And just get out there and run as much as you can and be active. I think that's the big thing that we miss with young people today is just being active. Go run and get involved.
Good.
And compete. That's the big thing. That's one thing I love about watching Kira run. She's just a competitor. It's so much fun to watch her and watch all the girls and boys run.
Kara, I know you're involved in other things and other ways to represent community ISD. So tell us about what other things you're involved in the district.
I am involved in, well, I'm on the track team for sure. And also,
Cheerleading.
yes, I was in cheerleading. And I'm just,
Cross
Yeah.
country.
oh yeah, in cross country, obviously. And it's, I don't know, I just really like being a part of things at first school because you get to make new friends, you get to show what you can do, and just.
So you are definitely one of our star athletes in the district, and we appreciate you so much for how you represent the district. So what would you say, what would be your encouragement to those students coming up, younger students that are coming through and about to enter into 7th grade or about to get ready to head into middle school and high school? What would be your encouragement to them about getting involved and being a part of different programs?
If I just feel like if you want to do something, then you should just go for it because like you don't want to hold back on something that you could really be good at and show everybody.
Awesome. Good. You have siblings that are coming through as well, and are you encouraging them to be a part of different programs and be a part of what's going on in community?
Yes, at home we usually we all work together, and we last summer we started running all together because they all like to run and play other sports. So I showed them what we can do and to make them better as a runner or whatever.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Good luck at the state meet that's coming up really quickly. So I know you've got to keep training and getting ready. So we'll all be anxiously waiting to hear how great you did in the state meet. And you are in a sophomore?
Yes, sir.
And so you've still got 2 more years after this year to show out and show all your talent and your skills in those things that you're a part of. Thank you so much for being here, Coach.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you for being here. Thank you for all the hours that you put in, getting up really early to do what's best for our kids and to support them and encourage them. Thank you for,
Yes, ma'am.
for
Thank
being
you.
a part of that. Kara, thank you.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to hearing wonderful and great things about you all the rest of the year and the years to come. All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to switch over now and see if we've got some questions coming in, and we'll bring some people back in if there are some questions that we need to answer. Mr. Welch is going to tell us what questions we've got, and then we'll start answering those. I think we're going to bring representatives from each of the groups back up so that we can answer any questions that you have. You can submit your questions in the Facebook chat, and we'll answer them live. Or if you're not comfortable putting them in the chat, you can always email us at info@communityisd.org, and we will answer those questions there as well. Mr. Welch is getting settled there to let us know what questions we have coming in. Is there anything coming in, Mr. Welch?
Yes, ma'am. We have quite a few, actually.
Good.
Doing pretty good tonight. So we're going to start off with a CTE question.
Okay.
Melinda Hayes asked, is there a certain amount of students that can sign up for your class each semester?
Yes, ma'am. Most of the time, our classes are limited to 15 to 20 people per class just because of the shop safety. And then my calling class, which is the sophomore class, we're capped at 15 for that class, and that's the same thing for the shop safety.
So how many construction classes do you have each day to give us an idea of the number of students who are allowed in that class?
I have 16, and every one of them are at 15. So, and then Mr. Learman has the Ag Mech, which is on the construction side too. They do a lot more metal work and stuff as well. And he has some construction classes, and his are 15 on the construction class and about 20 for his Ag Mech classes. So.
But I will say that as we're growing, we're getting more requests for that construction class, and that's the reason that we're building those other 2 labs so that we don't have too many kids, safety reasons, in one room. And so as we add those facilities, then we will also be adding additional teachers in that construction program to be able to get more students through that are interested in that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, second comment is from Chapito de Sonora. This was to you, Mr. Connor. Great program and excellent teacher. Melinda Hayes also said the construction program sounds awesome.
Good.
Danae Moore said, construction team did an amazing job on the garden bed in the middle of Ellis, which is just right outside our studio windows, actually.
Awesome.
Lindsay Hedge asked, does the construction course take orders for small build items?
We do. We get overwhelmed sometimes, but we can, especially if it's something that fits into the program that we can really teach the kids. That's what we really love to get. But we do all kinds of stuff for the community, for people at the staff. Typically, if you'll provide the material, and we have we have the chance to get to it. That's what we run into a little bit. Sometimes we get a little overwhelmed, and then a lot of times people will donate some money to the program to help out with our activity account and stuff. So.
And so how would they, if they wanted to reach out to you to say, could y'all do this, or this is a project we're looking at, how would they reach out to you?
They could email me at jeremy.connor@communityisd.com, and then we could answer any of those questions, and then you could send me just the information on your project, and then we could tell you kind of a timeline. That would be the biggest thing, because we do competitions and stuff as well, so sometimes we have to shut down the shop and we get ready for taking the kids to like skills competitions and things like that.
Great.
Okay, the next one up is from Christy Nix. She said, yes, Miss Melanie, woohoo! And then moving down, Hunter Yeager asked, I think Yeager, can you get any certifications in the CTE construction program?
Yes, you can. We offer the NCCR certification, and it's a national certification that goes into general contractors and stuff. A lot of times in the southern states use that, and it's a certification that kind of gets your foot in the door. And then we also do the welding certifications, which is also a great certification.
Great.
Next one is Miss Helms. She has two comments. This is Jamie Helms over at McClendon Elementary. First is, way to go, McClendon. And then the second one is Mrs. Edwards. She wants you to know that Keaton is listening and wants to give you a big shout out. So there you go.
I have to have my fan club. It's very important.
Fan club. That's great if you have a fan club.
So go Keaton.
The next one, Mr. Yeager also asked, would y'all be able to help fix his trailer?
If Hunter Yeager helps us weld it, we'll fix it. So.
There you go. Melinda Hayes said, Kira is my daughter's mentor. Thank you for always giving her positive advice.
Awesome. That's
great.
wonderful to hear. Thank you, Kara, for being a mentor and for reaching out and helping our younger students.
And then we have three more. Lindsay Tarrant said, go Kira, you rock. A Zach Lancaster said that Coach Lancaster is the second best coach behind Herb Brooks. And the last comment we have tonight is Mr. Edwards saying, so informative, thank you very much.
Awesome.
So.
Well, we are, anything else there?
That's it for now.
Okay. If you don't have a comment right now, but you think later of something you wish you had asked, or you have a comment you don't want to put in our chat, please make sure that you email us at that email info@communityisd.org. Also want to remind everybody that we'll have our next live stream on November the 16th. So mark your calendars now to join us. We'll have more staff and students that we bring on so that you can get to know more about the wonderful things that are happening across Brave Nation. It's one of our goals that as we continue to grow and get larger, that we don't lose that aspect of letting our community know about all the wonderful things that are happening on all of our campuses across the district. So make sure that you join in with us. If you have suggestions or want to know about a particular program, let us know that as well. We'd love to highlight anything that's of interest to our community. Mr. Welch, one last call. Anything in the chat?
Just a lot of likes and hearts.
Oh, we love that. We'll take as many likes and hearts as you want to put out there. I want to say again, thank you to our wonderful students that were here. It's so wonderful to sit and talk to them and hear about the things that they love, and to hear about the things that they're experiencing in our district. They are the reason that we're here, and so they are the main thing that we focus on as a district, and it's exciting to get them on screen and get to have a conversation with some of them. So thank you, all of you, for being here and for being wonderful representatives of the district. Thank you to our staff members for all the hard hours that you put in to make sure that our students are getting everything they need. and providing for them a wonderful educational environment. We appreciate you. Thank you to Cooper and Chris for always putting these productions on and making sure that we're on and that everything's working and that we're able to get the good news of Community ISD out there. I will say, mark your calendars again, November 16th, we'll be back. Thank you so much for watching, and go Braves.